All right, guys, little bit of bow staff training today. What I want to do is show you some bow staff drills, and these are these are kind of like half of what you would learn if you did some serious bow staff training. You would get one half would be sort of your traditional technique, where just like our Taekwondo techniques, you would have alignment and different things about the way you hold your body and positioning and all that kind of thing. And then you also, I think, would learn what we call drills, which are just kind of different things you can do with the bow just to get a better sense of its balance and where it is in your hands. And also the drills can become techniques, like if you were doing a musical form performance or doing something creative with the bow, then a lot of times the drills can stand in for techniques in the form and sort of become like the flashier element of what you might do in a form. So great weapon. We don't do a lot with the bow anymore, but just about everybody has a stick. So some of these drills, I remember being a kid and not having a bow staff, but certainly had a mop handle, and my mom was not thrilled about not knowing where the mop was. So if you do that, please put it back together again. But let me show you 3 bow drills that I think are a lot of fun. And the first one is just a figure 8 drill. It works like this. I'm going to grab the middle of my staff and I'm going to draw. Sometimes visualizing a figure 8 is tough, especially if you're a kid, so I prefer just sort of visualizing instead the X. And then the X, like see this outside part of the X as you go from the first part of the X up, so you can do the second part of the X, actually finishes that 8 motion. So you have obviously 2 ends of your staff. What you're going to do is take the right end of your staff, or the top of your staff. You're holding your thumb up in your right hand in the middle of your bow, and you're going to imagine that that's the only part that matters, and then the other part is just going to follow like a tail. It's going to follow behind this part. So if I take this top edge and I draw a line across, you see, of course, that back end kind of follows, right? So what I'm going to do is draw the first part of my X down from the top corner to the bottom corner across my body. Then I'm going to come up and then draw the other part of my X, and that will give you, if you do that correctly, that will give you a figure 8. Now, anytime you're doing a figure 8 motion, being relaxed is super important. Look how my shoulders are relaxed, my elbow is not straightened out, it's relaxed, and then my wrist, maybe most importantly, my wrist is loose. So I've got a one-handed 8. You could definitely do a two-handed 8. Just make sure when you hold your bow staff that you have opposite grip, right? That you have what we call over-under grip, and that allows you to really move. If you have both over, your shoulders will get stuck. If you have both under, same thing, you get stuck. Over, under, get a lot of mobility. So you got your figure 8 without stopping to change to the one-handed 8. Back to the two-handed 8, and then that offside 8. This is a great coordination drill for a lot of you. If you find that you have a real stark left-right difference and you're not real capable on your weak side, then you want to get into this 8 drill on your left hand. This is a nice one. Okay, so figure 8s. There you go. There's your first drill. The second drill is called a hand rollover pass. All right. Now, I would ask you, if you had a bow and you were following this video, what you should do is you should mirror me. So that means as I'm using my right hand underneath to push this way, you would also want your bow to kind of mirror mine on the screen, and you would just, so you'd be doing left, I'd be doing right, that kind of thing, right? That doesn't matter because we're going to do both sides over and over. So what you need is to take one hand, and let's say for right now it's your right, you're going to put it flat on the top. And the other hand is under, because we always go over under. Now that bottom hand, the underhand, is going to push the bow over. See, without moving this, you can't, don't turn this one. Keep this one palm down, rigid, leave it there. Now take the other hand and push the bow over the back of your knuckles, and then feed it right into that palm. Now you've got like this awkward arm sticking up, so just get rid of that one. Just bring it out of the way. And then one more thing you have to do with this hand, you have to turn it up. When you turn it up, you can then slap down with your other hand, and then this hand becomes the rigid in-place hand, and now you have this other one has become the bottom hand, and now we're going to push back the other direction, feed it in, let go, and turn it up. So it's really like, and then smack it. So it's let's see how many parts. So push it over, feed it in, turn it up, and stop it. Push it over, feed it in, turn it up, and stop it. Sometimes people forget the turn it up part, so they'll go like this, and they'll stop it right there, but now look what I've got, over, over. Turn it up, boom, over, under, the right way. So then the drill looks like this. And you see nothing particularly mind-blowingly impressive about this, except we've smoothed it out now. We've got a nice feel for it. So it does have kind of a cool look, right? And then combining drills, we could go from here over into our 8s again, right? Into here, back to 8s. All right. So with the 8s, two-handed and one-handed, the hand rollover pass, and then a final drill for you is going to be, sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second. So a final drill for you is going to be a single hand rollover like that. A single hand rollover, okay? Single hand rollover, which is used in different kinds of throwing combinations and like all the time. You see that with the bow. So the trick with a single hand rollover is actually pretty easy, but the trick with it is to not hold it on center. If you hold it on center and then what I'm going to do is kind of flick it toward my thumb sides. I'm going to like flick it this way, and then I'm going to allow it, I'm going to hold down with my thumb for as long as possible and allow the bow to go over the back of my knuckles, and then eventually you have to let go with your thumb and grab it again. But see, now I've got it really close to one end, right? So what you want to do for better balance is to hold it off center to allow more of the bow to be on that thumb side. And then you kind of dangling it like a pendulum, like this. And then you're going to flick it up with your thumb toward the back of your knuckles and let go and then catch again. And then what you want to do is keep that pendulum going and then just go back the other direction. And then, so when you go that way, you're flicking it to the outside and the bow will roll first over your pinky knuckle and then back into your palm this way. All right, so I've got the, ta-da. Shocking that that's the first time that happened in this video. All right, you've got this way and then this way. Hand roll over pass, back, make sure that you're balanced, so you do both sides. And you're just getting a sense of the balance points. There's a real cliche thing you hear with weapons all the time, which is that it should become like an extension of your body. And like most cliche things, it is cliche for a reason, is because it should, eventually it should have that look that's just like part of your body. Well, you understand exactly where your arm balance is, where your leg balance is, and by doing drills like this, your bow will become like part of your body. So again, to review, you got your 8s, you go from two-handed to one, to back to the other side. You've got your hand rollover passes with one way and then the other. And then you've got, if you hold the thumb side down and get a little pendulum swing going with the long side underneath your thumb, and then you've got your hand roll, single hand rollover, which you should be able to find the balance point on and kind of do that back and forth. And then after a while, those drills just combine into some pretty sweet combinations. So I'd like some of you to get started on bow staff training, even if you've never picked one up before in your life, even if all you have at your house is a broom or mop handle. What else are we going to do? Go pick it up, figure it out. All right, talk to you later.